You're 22. You're standing in the checkout line at a Kroger off Manchester Road. The cashier just told you your card got declined for a $4.79 energy drink. Your face goes hot before you even understand why. Here's what we're doing today. We're going to walk through what your life actually looks like. Not your bank app, your actual life. At $0, at $1,000, at $10,000, at $25,000, at $50,000, at $100,000. And I want you to notice something by the end. The feeling almost never matches the number. Almost never. So let's start where most of us start, at nothing. You're 22. Your income is $31,200 a year. Your checking account has $12 in it. Your savings account has $0 in it because you don't have one. That declined card isn't a fluke. You've been rounding down grocery totals in your head for months, subtracting the tax before you get to the register, doing math you shouldn't have to do for a rotisserie chicken. Your coworker Danielle carries a Coach bag she got for her birthday. You didn't ask how much it cost. You did the math anyway, without meaning to, and it made you feel small in a way you didn't like. That night, you open a savings account. You put $9 in it. Not because it's a smart financial move. $9 doesn't move any needle anywhere. You do it because you're embarrassed. That's it. That's the whole reason. The account is open now. That part's done. The real question, the one you don't get to answer tonight, is whether that $9 becomes a habit, or just a one-time apology you made to yourself in a parking lot. Fast forward. You're 23 now. Small raise. You're at $34,500. And here's the thing nobody tells you about building a cushion. It's boring. You set up a $40 automatic transfer every Friday. Nobody notices it happening. There's no montage. It just leaves your account and goes somewhere else, quietly, every single week. A year in, you've got $1,140 saved. Then your car needs a $380 repair. A year ago, remember that $12 in checking? This would have been a 5-alarm crisis. You'd have been calling your dad, maybe crying a little in your car before you went inside to explain it to the mechanic. Now, it's just a Tuesday. You pay it, you move on. You barely think about it again. Around this time, I half-watched some video mention a Fed survey on how people handle their money. Something about a huge share of adults not being able to cover an unexpected $400 expense without borrowing or selling something. I wasn't fact-checking it that night. I was just sitting there thinking, I just did that, without borrowing anything, without a single phone call. But rent's about to jump $150 a month, and the $40 transfer that felt so solid, is it going to survive contact with real life? That's not a rhetorical question. That's the actual test coming. Now you're 26. Income's at $41,800. You've got $10,300 sitting in cash and savings. $10,000, 5 figures, and somehow, you still feel behind. Your friend's boyfriend leases a BMW 3 Series. You watch him hand over the keys like it's nothing, and you've got more saved than he's probably ever had at once. And you still feel like you're losing some race you never agreed to run. That's the comparison problem. It doesn't care what your account says. So you do something almost anticlimactic. You open a brokerage account. You move $8,000 into an index fund. No ceremony, no champagne. Honestly, it's the least dramatic decision you'll make all year. You click a few buttons and close the laptop. 2 weeks later, the market dips 6%. Your $8,000 is now $7,520. On paper. You didn't do anything wrong. You just watched money you worked years for shrink in front of you on a Tuesday night. And now you've got a decision. Do you pull it out? Do you cut your losses and go back to a savings account that at least doesn't move? Or do you just sit there? Sit still. That's the whole test at this level. Not earning, sitting still. You're 29 now. You got promoted. Income's at $52,150. There's a party. People are congratulating you. Nobody at that party knows your portfolio dropped $3,000 that same month. Your net worth's at $25,600, but mid-year it dipped down to about $22,900 before it came back. There's no crisis here, no emergency. That's what makes this level strange. There's no drama, just a number on a screen that makes your stomach tighten every time you check it. You check it more than you should. You know you check it more than you should. But you keep the automatic contribution running anyway. Mostly out of stubbornness at this point, if I'm honest. Not conviction, stubbornness. By year end, it recovers. But now you're contributing more money than you ever have into a market that could dip again tomorrow for reasons that have nothing to do with you. Is that faith? Or is that just denial with a good attitude? I still don't fully know the answer for myself, and I'm not going to pretend I do for you either. You're 32, income $61,400, net worth is $54,200, and here's what's strange. Nothing around you looks like $54,200. You're still in a one-bedroom, you still drive that same car, and now it's got 91,000 miles on it, and the check engine light comes on sometimes just to remind you it's there. Your brother-in-law buys a boat, an actual boat. He asks what you've been doing with your money, like saving is a hobby you've been neglecting, like you should have a boat too by now. Nobody claps for the $300 that leaves your checking account every 2 weeks and disappears into an account you don't touch. That's kind of the whole point of it. It's not supposed to be noticed. It's supposed to just happen. You're closer to 6 figures right now than you have ever in your whole life been to zero. Remember that 12 and checking at 22? That version of you is barely recognizable from here. So why does it still feel like nothing's happened? Why does $54,200 feel exactly like $25,600 felt emotionally? That's the trap of the invisible middle. The money's moving, but the feeling doesn't move with it. Now you're 35, income $68,900, and you check the account on a random Wednesday. No reason, just habit, and it's 6 figures. $101,240. There's no fireworks. You're folding laundry when you see it. You just stand there for a second with a t-shirt in your hand. And here's the part that actually gets you. You do the math on that $4.79 energy drink from age 22. If that exact money had gone into an index fund instead of gas station snacks that year, 13 years of compounding would have turned pocket change into something with a lot more zeros on it. The number stings more than the memory ever did. More than the declined card did. More than the hot-faced embarrassment in that Kroger line. You text Danielle. She still has the Coach bag, still uses it. You don't mention the number. There's no reason to. You hit the number everyone talks about like it's a finish line. $100,000. And somehow it feels like the race just quietly restarted, with new rules nobody explained to you. Now let's zoom back out, because here's where this actually lands for you. You're standing in a checkout line again. Different store. Same posture maybe. But this time, when the total comes up, you're not doing anxious math in your head. You're not subtracting tax before the cashier says a number. You're just standing there, waiting. The $12 version of you would not recognize how unremarkable this moment feels. And that's the whole point. 100,000 didn't change your life in one big scene. There was no montage, no single Tuesday where everything flipped. It changed 1,000 small ones, most of which you never even noticed happening while they were happening. So if you're closer to that $12 checking balance right now than the 100,000 one, I need you to actually hear this part. The gap doesn't close with one big win. There's no lottery ticket, no single smart trade, no one decision that fixes it. It closes with the $40 transfer you set up and then forget about. The account you open out of pure embarrassment at $9 at midnight for no good reason except that you're tired of feeling behind. The dip you watch happen and don't touch, even though every part of you wants to. Nobody's going to clap for any of it. Nobody claps for the automatic transfer. Nobody throws you a party for not panicking. Start it anyway. Today. Not at your next raise. Not after the next crisis finally passes. today with whatever you've got. Even if it's $9. That's my story. Yours might look different, or it might not.